Good morning, everyone. In our previous lecture, we talked about the need for cultural studies. At the same time, we talked about the contribution of some of the scholars, some of the cultural critics to the field of cultural studies. We refer to two scholars. One is E.P. Thompson, and the other one is Richard Hoggart. In this lecture, we shall be talking about eight another important contributors to the field of cultural studies, and you're going to study one particular term as a chapter in your syllabus by this scholar. The name of the scholar is Raymond Williams. You can see the image of Raymond Williams here. And I'm sorry for this video, I shall change it. It is of Richard Hoggart, it should have been of Raymond Williams. So I shall share the same. Raymond Williams was born in the year 1921 and he passed away in the year 1988. He was a Wales cultural critic, and as you know, he was one of the important contributors of contemporary cultural studies. He is well known for his books such as Culture and Society, 1780 to 1950. The title of the book is like this, which was published in the year 1958. And yet another book is The Long Revolution of 1961. The concept that you're going to study is from Keywords, which was published in the year 1976 firstly, and later it was republished, reprinted in the year, I think, 1984 or 86. Okay, first of all, we shall understand that he is well known for his books such as Culture and Society 1780 to 1950. The title itself is like this, and The Long Revolution. And these two books, were very important as they talked about the basic subject area of culture studies. And his ideas from the book shaped the understanding of culture, and these studies inform, all studies based on culture, means related to culture. So his work, okay, this field was rather marginal. Studies as a discipline emerged during the 1960s in the UK. Earlier, it was marginalized subject area. So this could happen because of his methods, Raymond Williams' method and techniques of analysis. They gradually become more insightful, and they adopted structuralism and semiotics in the study of cultures. So during the 1970s and 1980s, cultural studies started adopting structuralism and semiotics in the study of culture. So his book, Culture and Society, is an exercise in literary history, but it also explores literature by relating books and authors to the broader historical and social development of ideas. And it pursues culture as a whole way of life, a mode of interpreting all our common experiences. So this is how he contributed to the study of culture through his book Culture and Society. So we are going to understand what culture is. Of course, we have got introduced with culture and its characteristics, but we shall talk about the evolution of the term culture with reference to Raymond Williams' ideas. So culture is not something of the elite people only. No, he's not talking about the culture of an elite, but a culture that is embedded in everyday experience and activity. Okay, so Williams is interested in the culture that emerges as a complex criticism of industrial capitalism. He's interested in such. And like his contemporary Richard Hoggart, you already got introduced with Richard Hoggart. Williams, can be seen to be working in tension with the dominant, F.R. Leavis, you might be knowing, dominant Lewisite approach, the approach given by F.R. Leavis to the study of literature and culture, and the tension between an understanding of everyday culture as it is. So there is a kind of tension. Tension means kind of conflict of interest here. Means on the one hand, he tries to adopt Lewisian or Lewisite approach to literature and culture, and on the other hand, he tried to understand everyday culture. So this is an attempt to evaluate parts of that culture more highly, or which are considered more civilized than others. Is another book, The Long Revolution, that we refer to, which was published in the year 1961, takes the analysis of culture further as a way of life. He understands culture as a way of life. Now, this particular definition by Williams makes it clear to understand the concept of culture. It is a way of life. Now, it may be anything. Now, whatever life that we live is a part of culture. Now, for example, these days we have a digital culture. We have started using ATM machines. We have started using, credit cards, debit cards, etc. We have started using UPIs. So all these are the part of a culture. Okay. So you can understand these kind of things in relation to human life. How these factors have contributed in the development of culture. And the revolution that is brought about by the progress and interaction of democracy and industry, and by the extension of communications. That's what he thinks. Means whatever revolution. Now you need to understand that we are referring to the long revolution, which was written in the year 1961. And he could see that it was a kind of revolution. And after how many years now? After 40 years or so, not 40, 50 years, I think. 61, 60 years, I'm sorry. Now you can see how far the things have changed. So that was a kind of revolution for Williams then time. Now, whatever has happened these days because of the technological advancements, he refers to industrial capitalism, etc., of that period. Now you can think about the impact of the technological revolution rather, and how it has changed the modern life, the way of life. So the analysis concerns the way in which this affects all aspects of everyday life. Williams talks about the progress and interaction of democracy and industry of his period of 1960s and 70s. Now we are in 21st century, and we are in the early period of 21st century. The 21st century and the 21st year is going on. So you need to understand in this context how the changes have contributed, affected, the technological advancement have affected human life. So a key term, now I just now mentioned, introduced by Williams, is that of structure of feeling. This is the key term that Williams introduces. What is this structure of feeling? By this he meant the lived experience of a particular moment in a society and in history. Whatever experience we live in, so that is called the structure of feeling. And in 1960s and 70s, Williams demonstrated a greater interest in the mass media. We already talked about that. And in this slide, he has talked about the rise, the revolution of democracy, or media as a threat to the revolution of democracy, and to the rise of common culture. So you can understand this in this context. I have already talked about TV serials and all. You can talk about TV serials as a threat to the common culture. And in the latter period, he gradually moved away from this position in communications. In the year, the book was published in the year 1962, and even in television, technology and cultural forms in the year 1974. So he comes to examine a topic that is fundamental to culture studies: mass media and its outcomes. And his early approach is heavily marked by the influence of American media research. Okay, so his approach at the center was influenced by this American media research. And theoretical frameworks were designed by such approach itself. And his description of his first encounter with American television. So what he says, the entwining of a film, advertisements, and crucially trailers for films to be shown in the future. You might know in trailers. So all these factors are seen in the analysis of culture. So this is how we understand Raymond Williams as one of the important critics who contributed a lot to the development of cultural studies and even be the center for contemporary cultural studies.